Hi, here we are again, and what we're doing is we're working on modifications with the chair, and we're going to say, for example, this is a wheelchair, although it's not. So you have an imaginary wheel here, the armrests would be in the same spot, and it would restrict movement regardless of what my physical condition was. What we're going to do is we're going to work on pose of a child. So we're not thinking of taking Marie out and putting her on a mat, but we're thinking instead of how do we do it with her in a chair, and let's say, for example, she can't get out of the chair. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is to bring your legs wide. Yep. And she scooted forward, and what we're going to do here, and then I want to bring your feet, could be straight away or comfortable, wherever you find them comfortable. Okay, next, she's going to lower her spine so her spine is parallel to the floor. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got as straight of a line as we can from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Okay, the next thing is extend your arms. Okay, you're not going to be able to expect your student to be able to hold this one for long, so I'm going to ask you to just rest them down on your feet, somewhere abouts. The point here is, pose of a child is a relaxing posture. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get an extended spine. We're trying to get some relief to the spine and some kind of a decompression, because people who sit in a wheelchair all the time need some sort of decompression. A cue when you talk to your students on this one is to ask them to imagine someone was pulling them by their head. Now that's something you wouldn't want to do, but for example, you want to bring that up with your students so they get as much of an extension and as much decompression as possible for the spine, because sitting for long periods of time is just really tough on the sacrum, really tough on the lumbar region, and can even be tough on the thoracic region as well, depending on exactly what's going on in the spine. So come on up, Marie. The point is not necessarily to drag the student out of the wheelchair and onto the floor, but instead to find a way to do an approximation or a modification of the pose to suit the student. With that said, I wish you farewell.